Once upon a time, there was a mighty king who ruled over a vast and beautiful kingdom. He lived in a grand palace, wearing a royal blue robe and a golden crown that shimmered in the sunlight. Though he was powerful, the king was curious to know how honest and sincere his people truly were. One day the king announced, I want to see the best grain for my kingdom. Each of you must bring your finest seeds and pour them into the royal pot in the palace courtyard. The person whose grain is the purest and best will be rewarded greatly. The news spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom. Farmers began preparing their best grains, polishing and selecting them carefully. But among them was a poor farmer. He worked hard in a small field, but his harvest was old and of poor quality. Poor farmer thought to himself, if I add these old seeds, who will even notice? The pot will be full of everyone else's fine grain, and my small contribution won't matter. But deep in his heart, he felt uneasy. If I cheat, I will betray my honesty. I must do what is right, even if my grain is not the best. With determination, poor farmer picked up his small sack of old seeds and walked to the palace. The grand pot stood in the center of the courtyard, surrounded by the king's guard and ministers. One by one, the people poured their grains into the pot, each pretending their contribution was the finest. Poor farmer quietly poured his humble offering into the pot and left. When the pot was finally full, the king ordered his minister to examine the grain. But when the pot was opened, everyone was shocked. Inside were nothing but empty husks. The king stood up, his voice echoing through the courtyard. What is this? He said. Have my people deceived me? Everyone here has brought empty grains, thinking their dishonesty would go unnoticed. But then the minister spoke, Your Majesty, there is one person whose grain was different. A poor farmer brought your real seeds, though they were old and imperfect. The king called poor farmer forward, seeing his humble clothes and honest face. The king smiled and said, Poor farmer, you have shown true courage and sincerity, while others strive to deceive. You stayed true to your heart. You are the real hero of my kingdom. That day, the king declared that poor farmer would be provided for all his life. He also addressed the crowd, saying, Honesty is the foundation of a strong kingdom. Deceit might hide for a while, but the truth always prevails. From that day on, the people of the kingdom learned the value of honesty and integrity, and poor farmer's story became a legend, reminding everyone that true greatness lies in doing what is right even when no one is watching.